Pick up on none of your calls. In the parking lot, Tucson. Are you with me? We're standing with the roof gone. I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Then you can get a roof on. Like you haul, and I know we need to go slow, but we could go faster. Let me the past.
Hey, you guys. Welcome in. For anybody that's going to be coming in, welcome in. We are doing a Love and Marriage Huntsville, a recap. As you know, we talk about this show, and if you guys watch the replay, that is cool. That is fine. Welcome in. Hopefully this finds you. Hold on, you guys, because my thing keep moving to my Mac. Let me turn my Bluetooth off. Okay. I had to keep my headphones in. Okay. So, welcome in. Now, this is our recap. We do this all the time. We talk about this show. Now, last night we talked about Bell Collective, but we are talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. So, let's get into it. So, it opens up with Kimmy. Destiny talks to Kimmy, and Kimmy questions Destiny about her and Letitia. So, Destiny came in, she say hey, and then she gave embraced Kimmy with a hug, and Destiny said she woke up to 11 females from Kimmy, and Kimmy say because she say that's business, and Destiny slams her down. Kimmy say, how you gonna slam something down on the table? But they doing business together. And Kimmy said, you slamming it down like I know I'm ignoring you. And, Destiny said, you're not ignoring me. I just want to make sure I have everything. And, Kimmy said she did a good job. And Destiny said she's proud of, Destiny said she's proud of Kimmy and her husband to have the first title company, And she said that's big. And Kimmy said you would think. And then Destiny say it's huge. And Kimmy said she pretty much done business with everybody in a circle, which means real estate, buying a house, selling a house, investment properties, title companies. And she said, well, except for working with Chris, except the Fletchers. And Kimmy said, well, Chris more Pacific. And Destiny said she really feel like her heart is hurting, tugging for Chris because, and Nell and Kimmy was like, really, real estate streets are talking, and Destiny said they are, and Kimmy was saying that, even though hearing there may be some potential error in the licenseship and business, she says, entrepreneur, and that's your bread and butter. And she said for Kimmy, in the way that things they kind of ended at the winery, she said she wasn't quite sure if there was a moment of reaching out at this time to them about what happened. And Kimmy says she don't think she's in a position to have a conversation with Nell and Chris about what's going on, only because she don't think that they've built that friendship and that it's security, of the friendship. And, Destiny is in a better position to kind of sit there and have a, speak on it on behalf of everybody. And she's closer to them than anybody else. And Kimmy say they never had, Destiny started laughing. And, Kimmy say her and Tisha are cool. And, Destiny say T be having friendships Tourette's. And then she'll sit there and be like, I'm mad at you out of nowhere. And Kimmy started laughing. And she say one thing about it with, Letitia, which they call it T, they was like, it'd be good. And then all of a sudden she just say she mad about somebody. And then Destiny say the most annoying part of navigating Tisha wounds is that it would be, she'll sit there having tacos and, she'll say she mad at you. And then she'll be like, what's going on? Where'd it come from? At the winery. You got smart with me. And Destiny was like, what are you talking about? Like, are we living in a different time or something? Like, what's going on? And she's like, and Kimmy say the day they met Destiny, the day, they enjoyed her and they believed that the situation between Kimmy and Destiny, Kimmy saying that she believed it was the tone. It was the tone of deliverance. And, it was the tone of the conversation. And, Kimmy was like, okay, we can bump heads sometimes, new girl, you know. And Desi say, not new girl. And Desi say she think that people that know her, that's not her intent. She say she don't normally really yell. She say her tone changed and she's not really aware of it because she don't know if it's getting heightened or gravitate or annoyed. She's not aware because she's trying to get herself together. And Kimmy say that she believes that Tisha know her heart, and that's why they're able to come together after breaking. You know, they getting. She say mad at you, like you know. And Kimmy say it can have a negative connotation and you can keep it in your spirit if you know hold on to it. She think it pop out, and Jesse say to keep it you know in your spirit. It makes her pop out of, you know, she have her tone as well where it pop out of nowhere. And you know Kimmy said maybe you extend the grace, and you know Kimmy said she gonna remind her next time because, and Desi says she thinks she very gracious in the moments, in those moments she think it keeps going. And Kimmy says she thinks they landed that it landed well and they have a better love to understand where it's saying, you know, they could have a conversation and go about their business after that conversation. And Destiny agreed. And you know, then you know, her thought process with Tisha is that they're in a good place. And you know, Kimmy say positive thoughts breeds positive actions. So then we go to Ken. So Ken sit down with Will, Lord have mercy. Um Ken say, you know, he's been out of the gym for for a month. He's starting to get back into going into the gym. And then Will said, I'm gonna say something to you as a friend that you might not like. He said, you hit me up and let's go to Nashville. And he said, who are you going with? He said, I'm going by myself. And then Will say, then the person he saw in the party wasn't Trish. And he was very confused. And Will asked what she knew. And Ken say, I mean, yeah. Whew. He said he only known her for about a month or so. He met her in passing. And Will say that was a party, right? He said it was her birthday. And he said he just came to, and then Will say he's cute, and then Ken say she really pretty, she real. So Ken is talking to somebody that is a traveling nurse. So my question is, you're sitting here trying to work it out with Trish. Like, what's going on? It seems like the relationship is over because he's talking to other women to make Trish jealous. So Will asks, how does she make you feel? Ken says she's a lot more softer and feminine than Trish. He said that she doesn't care about how she look. She, hey, you know, baby, 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 you know. So she holds her own, and it's not like she has to do anything for her, you know. And you know, and Will said, okay. Ken say Trish had found out about the girl. Will say what? And say somebody took pictures of them and some pictures around, and Will start choking. And Ken say, yeah, that's crazy. So Will say, you taking it out in public. And Ken say, I'm gonna be honest, and this might sound messed up. Lord Jesus have mercy. Ken says he got to a point where he got angry and he was like, man, she's embarrassing, Trisha embarrassing Ken a lot. And he said it wasn't that he was trying to embarrass her. He just didn't care about what he was doing at the moment. And he said he thanked for him. He really didn't feel bad. And it said really, he know it sounded messed up, but he think that Trish never thought I would go that far. And you know, when she saw it, she realized he was being serious. He may be out of this. And then Will say he said someone sent the picture of him and the girl, and Ken say, yeah, she has it in her phone. And she showed him. And Will say, so she showed you the picture, and he asked, what did she say? You know, what did he say? You know, he said he can't deny it. He say that's him. And he say, he say, Trish don't ask no questions. He say, she don't ask nothing and say that was it. And then Will say that's it. Ken say, I swear that's it. If she didn't ask me no questions. Like, she didn't ask how long. She didn't ask why this started. Like, oh, okay. All right, cool. Like, he kind of like, you ain't gonna say nothing. So basically, he was talking to the girl to make Trish jealous. And he say if she's upset about it, that Trish not gonna let him see it. Like she's not gonna let him see that she upset with him, which is she controlling her emotions and it really. And Will, so he wonders if she, it makes him wonder if she care or not. And Ken said when he found out that Trish that she had the picture, he was anxious to see what she was going to say. And the way that he responded was like, yeah, probably better by myself if that's how he gonna do. And Will say it sounds like Trish responds throughout the years. As she responds to other things, she just don't care. They was like, Ken was like, yeah, it's like she don't care. Ken, it's not she don't care, she controlling her emotions. There is no need for her to fight and argue with you. And you play these games because she's know you're playing these games. Why would she want to do all of that with you when you're playing these games to see if to get her to care? That's basically what you're doing. So she like, oh, okay, whatever. If he really wanted to date her, and if he really wanted to be with her, would be that in her mind. But she like, child, please, he's still in my damn house. This man ain't left. But what really took it as he was serious of doing that was he left and took out an apartment, and it was like they was in a separation mode. Now, am I giving Trish a bypass? No, because they both played some damn games. Trish has met Ken while she was still married to her husband and going through a divorce, and just now waiting on a divorce. Excuse me. Trish been trying to get a divorce for the past 2 years. Not one, two, going on three. So it's not finalized yet. They still got some underlying issues. Child, she flirting, he flirting, everybody just doing what they want to do. That's why she didn't give a damn, because she's finna do what she wants to do. So, Will say she might internalize things different. And Ken say, now that you say that, that is her, because she does like, hey, you're not around. This is what I go through. And he said, but he like, sometimes it would help if she showed those emotions to him. And Will asked, was he okay? And Ken said, he missed a lot of the things that they do. He missed some of those things because it's kind of fresh, but it's not to the point. Damn, I need to go back home. Like he can't do it no more. And Will say the only thing about that is when you create space from somebody, you can't dictate what they do. And while they in their own space, and she might wake up, I ain't talking to Ken in 2 days. So now we're getting into this that Ken and Trish are back on the outs. I think their relationship is over. I've been said that. I said it wasn't gonna last because she's still grieving her marriage. Even Destiny said, listen, hold on with thinking this is a good thing because you're grieving what you had with the other guy, and it can play, her now soon to be ex-husband, and it can play in her marriage. And I agree with Destiny on that because that's what I'm starting to see. I feel like he got on, like I told y'all before, he was all on TikTok saying shit when he wasn't there. Trish was out here doing her. It was like they together, then they not. So it's kind of like, I ain't finna lie to you. I feel like I don't think they're gonna make it to the altar right now. They might, I don't know. Cause the way it's going, who knows? You know, and Ken say if that creates a more stable environment for her with space, he has to be open to understanding it and let her go her way. Like meaning he's not finna put in a fight anymore with this. They don't with the counseling, now they're back on the same mess again. So, Nell and Destiny were talking and they were doing a toxin foot thing. And Nell say might be releasing some toxins, for her being at work. And Destiny asked Nell how was Nell work going. And Nell said she did some things to her store that she supposed to be that she supposed to be doing for Posh and Prissy. And she was saying that's what her grandma used to call her Prissy, and she said she wish her grandma was there to see her, do the things that she want to do. She said all the people in her family are just, they're passing away. And Destiny says she understands, she have a sense of her, of since that friendship, way back when Nell always carries somebody else issues. And she said always, she said the whole point of Destiny having, setting up for her to have this toxin spa day is for Nell to have relaxation, to have a relaxing day because she's been through a lot. And from work and all the things she got going on, and just Nell said thank you, and then she asked Destiny what's going on in her life and how she doing. And Destiny said she's doing good. She in her prayer closet, she going to therapy. And they start laughing. And Nell said that's good. She said with that said, she met up with Letitia. And Destiny said, how did that go? And Nell said it went very well. And, Destiny said, interesting, And, Nell said it went very well. And she said, Nell said that, there was no drama. They didn't feel no tension. And Destiny said, did you feel like because she was solo, she didn't have that energy? And I agree, she didn't. Hey, Essie. Hey, True. True Crime. Happy Sunday. And or did you feel like it was really genuine? That's what Destiny asked. And Nell said she felt like it was really genuine. And Destiny said, oh, that's good. She said Nell said, because at Lance's birthday party, she was saying, now what can we do to help you? What does it look like to assist and to help you? And so then she told her that Chris and Marceau met up, Lord Jesus. And they had a conversation, and Destiny say, oh snap, and then it went left. And then Destiny say, what? And Marceau said, she looked at Nell like, what? And Nell said Marceau made a statement about his license being revoked, and Marceau said something to the fact of, I thought you was my guy, you didn't tell me and my wife that we were going to do this, what was considered to do this, and what we were going to do, what was going to happen. And Chris said, well, who the F is you? And Destiny was like, whoa. And Nell said that he told Chris that when she called Fletcher was like, your license belonged to the community. And Destiny said, what? Like, what? Like, she couldn't understand it. But Nell said, but in the Marceau's defense, and she can't believe she said it, and Destiny started laughing. And she said, in Marceau's defense, please. And Nell said, like I told Fletcher, you do have a certain level of commitment to the public and the people around you, and that you mentor as you question, mentors as Fletcher questions. And she said, do you know how many brokers own their own brokerage that come to them, and agencies in itself? And he was so prominent in the community, and probably that's what Marceau meant about it. And Destiny said she could see that, and they'll say maybe he should have came at him different, and he didn't have to come at him like that, and he was pissed. And then she said that she hoped that Fletcher, it don't affect what she's trying to pull with Letitia, because with Fletcher and Marceau, she hope it don't affect her and Letitia, because she feels like it always does. And Destiny said, well, when Destiny told her, when Nell and Letitia had their spat, Fletcher and Marceau was good, so they feel like Letitia and Nell need to move the same way. And I agree. When they were fighting, the husbands was fine. So I mean, the wives should be fine too. And Nell say, she say, Letitia might surprise her. She might be like, she ain't getting it, Marceau ish. And Destiny, she will be like, that's Marceau. And they'll say she gonna still stand with her husband. She not mad at her for that. And she say certain times she has to stand by hers, but she has to let him know that she think he wrong too. And Destiny say, you talking about question. Kimmy was like, she had a lot to say about the license situation, and she wanted, Kimmy wanted Destiny to check on Nell because she feel like they're not in that space. And the question of her to do it, she's saying, Destiny say, Kimmy has a big conversation about what's going on. She feel like Kimmy should reach out. And I understand where Destiny coming from. Just reach out, Kimmy. I don't think Nell will be upset with you. I don't think she'll be smart. Just take her out to lunch. Y'all sit down and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Tell her you want to reach out. You want to take her out just to put a little ease to her, to make her feel like she is loved. That's it. I don't think Nell is going to cuss Kimmy out. I think they'll have that point. So, they're okay. Well, we can move past whatever it is. But, Kimmy, Destiny say, and maybe it'll be a branch for Kimmy to start something. And they'll say, she right. We're not close enough, close enough for us to start, and have us something, And Destiny say, well, to her, if she got a lot of questions, and they'll say, if she got a lot of questions, she say that's one thing, but keep them to yourself if we're not close enough. And then that was ended there. So then we go to Marceau, and he is talking to his daughter Macy. Now Marceau called for his daughter Macy to come outside, and he asked, where your clothes at? Because she had on a pair of shorts. He couldn't see the shorts under, you could see the short lining under the shirt. He said, where's your clothes at? And she talking about, Dad, I got on clothes. They're right here. He said, put some pants on, Mace. And she said, I got pants on. She's 13. So, he's about to have a hoot of a fit. And, he talking to her about mowing them, putting gas in the lawn, and she's in the mower. And she was like, where did it come from that I got to mow the yard? He said, Mace, before I was in the gender role. He said stuff like that. And since you talking to Mom, I understand you guys no longer pushing the gender roles. And she say, all right, but you need to start pushing parent roles, and you need to do that yourself. And he say, no, that's not a parent role. And he sat down and he said it's gonna be. He sat her down to have a conversation. It's just so funny because it's like he talking to his little self, like she talking to like a little him and Letitia. She like, girl, like, Dad, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not doing that. He was sitting down and talked to her on the stairs. He said, it's a lot of things I'm going to be talking to you about. I'm going to need you to step up, be the top of the house. And then Macy said, I need you to step up and be the man of the house. And he said, no. She said, as well. He said, no, Macy, that's a gender role. And he said, how do you feel about gender roles? Like thinking back in your life and you're 45 and 47 and you think about dating and get married. And she say, why am I getting married at 47? Marceau is like, who said you get married at 20 and 30? I see the goal for you at 47. Macy looking like, what do you mean get married at 47? Like, first of all, what? 47? She's 13. She think 47 is old. Like, and he said, it's just humor. And she say, right, when I get to college, he said, you're not getting married in college. He said, you got married in college. He said, I got married after college. And she said, I'm going to get married after college. And he's looking like, okay. So he tried to derail it. He like, yeah, okay, whatever. He don't want to have that conversation with her. And it's so funny because Marceau is so outspoken. But when it come to Macy, he's like, I can't talk about this. I'm not thinking about you dating nobody and getting married. Like, you're my little girl. Like, what are you talking about? He say, so, okay. He say, whatever. Like, he's like, okay, whatever. So he's like, we have the kind of relationship that you could just talk to me about stuff. And, Macy saying, yeah, I feel like, hey, Dad, is this cute guy in school. And he's, Marceau like, how cute is he? Is he bald head like me? And she said, okay, no, absolutely not. And he asked her what kind of guys are she into. And like, what kind of guys are you into? Like, you're going to start dating. You're going to start liking boys. He don't want to have this conversation, but as her dad, because the relationship that I see, she's a daddy's girl. So he's kind of like, it's going to happen. He knows it. Yeah, they feel that way about their babies. Like, he feel like if she's going to date, she's 13. She's now finna start. She's getting ready to be 14. She's going to start dating at 16 in a couple of years. I think they filmed this last issue for. She should be 15 now, if I'm not mistaken. She should be getting ready to be 15. So she finna get ready to start dating. He knows she's going to high school. Like, they got to have different conversations now. It's not, it's like, okay, I know she gonna date. I know she gonna talk to boys. I know she got interest in boys. Like, I know that. Like, I feel like him and Letitia have a conversation with their kids, especially like, listen, this is what you should do, not do, and making it comfortable to where she can come to them and say, listen, I'm thinking about it, it's pressure. And I think that's a good thing because my daddy made me feel comfortable, but at the end of the result, he was like, "Do I have to go get the pew at the closet? It's already loaded." That's just poor Macy, and she got brothers, and she got a brother in college. Like poor Macy, and she got uncles. Poor baby. So she like him smart. She say, the guy that she like him smart. They can't be like what are those guys that would like, and he said, "You like more than one guy?" And he looked at her like, "What? Like you like more than one guy?" And she kind of looking around like, he's like, "What if a guy?" And she said, "It depends on the way they act, like their personality." He said, "If they're a funny guy and also smart." And he said, "Yes, hello." And he said, "You like guys like your dad?" And she was like, "No, like really?" He say, "I get it." He say, "I understand it. He say, "This is why we're having a conversation." He say, "Maybe when you start dating, you need to run these guys by me." And she rolled her eyes like, "Whatever." She say, "Uh-huh." And then he say, "So here's the thing. You absolutely can't, a guy meet a guy like that in high school." Yeah. I feel bad for I think Macy is the only girl. I really do. And then he says, "You can absolutely date a guy in high school." She said, "Why?" He said, "I'm serious." He said, "A guy in high school automatically can't get a girl his age. He's dating down. And more important than that, guys at that age, they can manipulate girls your age." He's not lying. Before I went to college, I was told that a lot of the girls and guys would date the girls would date like junior or sophomore in college. And the reason, and it's true, and there was some girls that date freshmen after they hit sophomore and junior because it was the way that they can get them to do things. And that's the same thing with the guys. It's the same in college. They'll date a freshman. Oh yeah, I can get it. I was in high school. I have seen freshmen date sophomores and juniors. I sure have. Sophomores dating juniors and seniors. Some dated the same age and they've been together since junior and they're still, I've seen some still together and married and have children. But it depends. Hmm. So he's telling her the truth. I'm glad he having this conversation with her. But I'm going to be honest with you. Check how he said she can't date in high school. He doesn't want Macy to start dating. She's like, "Why not?" Macy was getting ready to go to high school, so she should be like getting ready to be a sophomore. Remember, they filmed this last year. And Macy like, "Why not? Like, why can't date in high school? What's wrong with that?" So he telling her, he's like, "I'm being very serious." He said he don't want Macy being serious about dating, but if she's going to someone's her age, high school, the boys are trouble. And he said they the worst of them are the ones that date middle schoolers. And she said, "Bro, you try to act all this serious and staring off in the distance." She was like, "What? Like, who's there? Nobody's there. Like, come on, dude." But I like that he did have that conversation with her as a father. And a lot of people enjoyed this scene. It was like it's super funny. We love it. She's getting ready to go to high school. Okay, so she was in middle school when they filmed this. She's getting ready to she's going to high school. Yeah. Yeah, she's finna be a freshman. They I remember the fresh meat convo, child. Yeah, it's high school. Welcome to high school, Macy. So then we go to Latrice, Trish, you know, Trish said, "Oh my God," she was so happy to see her friend Sharon. She met her friend Sharon, um, at the what you call it, like the place where you go get your materials to sew. She said her friend Sharon liked to sew, so she wanted to meet her there, to pick out some stuff. And Trish says she liked the show, so it's like a sew thing that they go to. They go and pick out stuff, and she says she is helping her when it comes to her daughter's costumes for stuff. So she liked to sew it up, which I mean, yeah. So she said she wanted to see how she been doing getting her daughter ready for college, and she said she's want to catch her up, excuse me, on the things she's been going through. And then she say, Sharon said, you feeling like a pro now, it's therapeutic. And Trish said it is. So Trish is sewing, and Sharon asked her what's going on. And Trish said everything has been going crazy. Her and Ken have been together. They've been separated, got back together, separated, got back together. It's like a getting back and forth. And damn, everybody want to go live today. And she said they separate again. And then Sharon said, well, where we are now. And Trish said right now, she said she think that they're taking a break because they've been going away from, they've been for long this time. And she said, what does that mean when Sharon said, what do you mean when you say take a break? And she feel like a lot of times that when she take a break, they take a break from each other. But does that mean if he's on the date and you on the date and somebody cheating on somebody, what does taking a break mean to you? And Trish said, well, she said, okay, I'm glad that you say that because we took a break last time. He started talking to somebody. And Sharon said, oh, and Trish said, and he was talking about we need to start over and rebuild this and that. But he was talking to someone. And at the same time, but when he came and asked her, was she talking to somebody? She was honest and said, yes, she was. And she had. And Sharon was like, wow. Like her eyes just was like, okay. And Trish said that it was like, that's what we should have done in the beginning, like I did to you. I asked him 50 million times, serious 50 times. And he had so many chances to be honest and tell the truth. And Sharon said, yeah, he did. He can just be honest about it. It's not that big of a deal. And Trish say it still happened the way it happened because, yes, she completely cut off all communication. She didn't respond to calls. She hasn't responded to anything in like 2 weeks. She kind of lost trust in Ken because she gave him so many opportunities to tell the truth because he says he will about this and he's an honest person. And that's what disappointed her. She said, because she was like, she asks every day, multiple times a day. And he has so many opportunities to be honest. And now here we are. And then Sharon says, so now has he moved out? And Trish said he has moved out. And Sharon asked, are y'all cordial? And Trish said, yeah, we've been good. She said, we seemingly in a good space today. And, they're in a semi-good space today, and that's the part. And, Sharon says she glad that they decided to take a break before somebody get hurt. And she can tell that she lost her happy, and she don't like that. And Trish said, yeah, we're getting very, very disrespectful. They sure is getting very disrespectful. Ken called her liar to her face out of nowhere. She got disrespectful back. They sure as hell been getting very disrespectful. Like, as we've been watching disrespectful, they come back together. It's like I don't think therapy could help at this point. Like I say, I don't know where it's gonna go. We have to wait and see. So, Sharon was like, don't let him see if he can find her. And if he can't find her, he run back over to Trish and Trish say, well, it's confusing. She said, that's the problem. It's confusing. And then Sharon say that she needs to set boundaries. And Trish said she want to take a break. And, Ken would say, we built all this together and it's just so great. And it's like back to like, we have this great big bonded family and all of this. And he know how to use the kids and all of that. This is what Trish is saying, not me, to get her to come back. Like, look at what we're doing. Look at this. Oh, because he know that what he went after was really, he liked it, but at the same time, I think he really liked this girl. I don't know. This shit confusing as hell. This shit confusing. Somebody got to give at some point. Because it's going to become a love triangle or a quarrel. And what I mean by that is Y'all come together when y'all having issues or whoever you're talking to, and then go back to talk to that person, and it's gonna be a mess. Somebody at some point got to end it, in either end the relationship or cut off everything on the outside noise and work on what y'all got to work on and just deal with it, because this shit is too much. Okay, this is too much. Ain't no way in hell. I'm confused. So, Sharon was telling her, the kids already been through enough. They don't need to be, in all of this. And Trish say they have. And she say she think both of them want to take a break, but then at the same time they don't. And Sharon say no, because he don't, you know, see her move on. He don't want to see her move on. And she probably don't want to see him move on. I agree. And Trish said, yeah. And Sharon said, you told me the good times outweighed the bad. And Trish said it did at one point. And she said she do love him. And she said, that made me feel so happy that you actually said those words out your mouth. And, Trish said me too. And she said she do love Ken. She does. And she was like, that's why if it's meant to be, he'll circle back around. And so we go to Letitia confronting Destiny. Oh, let me take a drink. Oh, my Lord. Jesus, help. It's weird to see Destiny and Letitia at this point in their friendship. A lot of people feel like they became friends because they dislike Mel. And at first I had kind of felt like that, but then their bond got stronger in some sense. And I think Destiny is on her healing. Let me explain this before we get into this so y'all can get what I think before I lose my track of thought. Destiny is on her healing journey. Letitia's getting into a space of, getting to a good place. Destiny on her healing journey, but getting into a good place. When you have two friends, okay, I got a Taurus childhood best friend, and I'm a Libra. We're Venus. We're very passionate. Letitia is a Libra. Destiny is a Taurus. They're very passionate. This friendship isn't over. But they're going to bump heads sometimes, because when you get into those issues and you're trying to navigate, and you both are passionate and you have this thing, y'all love each other and you're friends, but you passionate and you're working and trying to figure out where y'all are as friends, where the boundaries stand, it happens. So let's get into this. Destiny walks in at Letitia's house. And, Destiny's saying that she's doing real estate and she's doing open house for a listing. And, Letitia say, okay, I keep every, I think Letitia met up with Destiny for the listing of the house that she's doing, because they walked in and there's food and it's a listing for the home. So this is the listing that she's doing, the showing for the house that she's showing now that is on the listing. And, they came in and everything. There's some food and spread. So she say, I was going to bring you some champagne and I should have brought you some. Letitia says, I should have brought you some champagne to congratulate you on your listing. And she said, okay. Destiny saying, this is not my first one. And she say, you know how it works. You say, if I'm doing open house, it'll be myself. And Letitia said, I didn't know. I seen the sign outside. And, Destiny asks, have you never been to a listing, have you? And Letitia say, no, I haven't been to this home before. And she say all her stuff has been investment properties. So Destiny say, yeah, you can't sit on a listing. Either you sell it or not. And, Destiny say she has business amnesia because you were my broker. She was her broker. So she don't understand how she don't know how this don't work in Destiny mind. And she say she didn't know that she'd been in real estate for 19 years. And she think Tisha showed up with ill intent to be shady. And Tisha say, oh, well, I do see people sitting for other people. And Destiny saying you do sit on properties. And, so Tisha said, so this is an open house today, though. And she said, correct. Now it get messy. And Tisha say, okay. And Destiny say, okay. And Letitia said it was a legit question. She didn't see her picture. She saw her broker picture in the yard. She said, so why would you get offended? Just answer the question. She said, when you're the new agent in the office, you're going to get to do the work that the other agents don't want to do. Like if you're sitting for someone, you're sitting for someone. That's nothing wrong with that. So Letitia says she heard that that Destiny's been having a lot of meeting with the ladies, and I'm trying to figure out when did Letitia, who told Letitia that Destiny was talking behind her back? Because if you want to go off on Destiny and the conversation her and Kimmy had, Kimmy was agreeing to some of the stuff that was said. We're not gonna act like she wasn't, and I love Kimmy, but she kind of was like, yeah, she does have some of those moments where she just can't hold it in. And she explained it. So I don't even know why Letitia got so upset about it. Like, Letitia, you okay? Is it more said that we don't know about? Like, girl, what's going on? Tell me, fill me in. What's happening? And so Destiny said the only person she saw is Nell, and she saw Kimmy because they had to sign paperwork for the closing that's coming up. She said, other than that, then yeah. And Tisha said, mm-hmm. And then she said she saw Nell at the spa relaxing. And then she heard that they had a meetings and made amends. And Tisha was saying Tisha said we did. She said after things took place at Lynn's party and just seeing the hurt in her eyes, she said that, her pushing her feelings to the side again. She was like, let me reach out to her and see how we can be a friend, be a support. And she said, we all going through a lot. And Destiny said, that's so interesting that you say that, because that's exact words I was saying to you about y'all's situation. Like, she got a lot going on, and I'm not excusing her behavior, but she got a lot going on. She said, so I think I was trying to get you to see it from that perspective. Like, Nell got a lot going on, have a conversation with her. And Letitia was like, yeah. And Destiny say she absolutely have no problem with Nell and Letitia working things out, because that's what she was going for. She been asking for from the beginning. And she say the weird part is that everything that she said what Nell was going through is now her reason for trying to make amends, as if she never said any of it. And she feel like she in the twilight zone sometimes. So Tisha said the thing with Nell is that when you and I was having a conversation about Nell, she felt like Destiny was defending her. When people was coming for her, she did not allow people to damage her name or reputation in the group. And she always defended her, and she wasn't there. And she just felt like she wasn't doing the same thing for her. So Destiny is sitting here like, that's weird. Excuse me. And Destiny was like, now I ain't gonna lie, I love all the girls, but I have to call out what I see, okay? I said this early on when they had that conversation with Nell. I think it was the first, second, third episode, mid-season, that I felt like it was Tisha and Kimmy, and if Destiny joined or not, against everybody, because they feel like that's what it can be. But then again, Kimmy, now that I'm getting more into it, Kimmy understands Tisha a little more better. Destiny has seasons a different way, so they're going to clash because certain things. Now, Letitia feel like, I want you to give me what I give you. Destiny, like, I just have a different approach of giving what you did for me to you. It's going to come out different. And what Tisha got to understand, everybody is not going to be how you are in certain situations. Okay? That's like saying you want a person to love you how you love, but everybody not going to love you how you love. They have a different way of loving. So you got to understand, Destiny has a different way of doing things than you or Kimmy would. Yes, Destiny is passionate, but now Destiny is looking at different perspectives, because Destiny is on a healing journey. So if I ain't got to buck up and I got to isolate it because I'm mutual, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to buck up and stop, because I understand you used to me doing that, but I'm not doing that right now. We're doing it differently. And I see where Destiny coming from. I see where Letitia coming from. But Letitia, you can't expect the same thing for everybody that you give. Everybody not going to be able to give that. So that's up to you what you want to do. You accept it or not, So Destiny, you was looking around like, okay. And Letitia saying, well, you can get a side out, but it's fine. And Destiny say she trying to figure it out. And she say, that's fine. Destiny say, I'm not even doing anything. And Letitia say, you did. You gave the side eye. And Destiny say, I didn't give you a side eye. I'm thinking back to the situation. What did I do to make you feel that way? Like I didn't offend you when you weren't there. And Letitia said, based on what you came back and told me about your conversation with Nell and how Destiny, they went up with Nell, and how Nell was saying that Letitia needs to mind her own business, which Marceau even said that that's kind of, she need to stay in her lane on some stuff. And I mean, he said it to her. He said it to her. He told her, he said, we not doing that. And he was like, I understand, we got a problem, that's what we do, but we ain't got no problem, and we know it's something, we're not gonna be messy all across the board. If we got them issues and people want to play with that glove, then what it is. That's basically what he's saying. To me, my opinion. And then Letitia says she had a conversation with Kimmy about Kimmy. She said when you was having a conversation with Kimmy, you was talking to Kimmy about me as a friend. And Letitia said, well, did you tell, her that, did she tell you that I was a very supportive friend to her? And Destiny say I did, and Letitia say you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell her that, but you wanted to say how I am as a friend. I don't know what Kimmy went back and said, but I don't know why that hurt her. But like she said, she feel like she has a moment where Letitia holds on to it and then say she mad. Instead of saying right then and there, girl, why would you like calling out right then and there? Listen, I feel like just be honest, girl. Now, why you? Can we be for real? Now you know damn well, like what I'm saying, like girl, you know damn well I don't give. Come on now, yeah, but we mutual. But I ain't fucking with her now. I ain't fucking with her right now. I ain't like what she did. So yeah, I feel like you trying to take sides, and then get an understanding of what she was trying to do. I think that's how it should have went. But Letitia it does look like Letitia be like, whatever. And then she'll wait to address it. Hell no. Don't wait. Hey, what was going on? The hell? Hey, wait, down. So what you doing? You taking sides? You need to let me know what we doing. I understand, you my friend and you her friend and we in a tight spot. What is we doing? Like, you gotta ask. Girl, don't wait. Girl, ask. Say it right. Hey, listen. Okay. So, they showed the clip about how she said she mad at her. And how, just joking. And then Destiny said, excuse me, what did I say? And Letitia said, I was a good friend, and she said, excuse me, what did I say? Like, what did I say about you? Because she said that she wanted to hear what she said about her. And she said, what did I say? And she said, what did I say to Kimmy? And then Letitia said, you know what you said. You know what you said to Kimmy. And then she said, testing and say, no, tell me what I said, since you saying that it came back to you. Tell me exactly what I said. Letitia said, no, you need to tell me what you said. So she said that you have friendship Tourette's. That's what I said. And Letitia looking like, what? Letitia took that as offensive. Okay. And Letitia looking like, what? And then, Destiny say, I never know when you're going to be mad. You jump up. And she say, and Letitia say, you do know. And Destiny say, I don't know. And Letitia say, if you offend me, I'm going to be mad. And Letitia say, if we're having a conversation and you say something shady to me, I go off because I caught that shade. She say, so don't try to like shade me jokingly and expect me not to catch it. And she say she think Destiny crazy, dipped and delusional. And she told Letitia told Destiny, you say smart stuff and you do these smart remarks with your eyes. Now listen, I used to feel the same way because when she used to do it to Mel, I'd be like, girl, why are you doing that? But what y'all gotta understand, that's just how Destiny be looking when she don't understand what the hell y'all talking about. She not being shady, y'all. She just don't understand what the hell you talking about. She just don't understand. She like, what the fuck? Let's her like, what the fuck you mean? Instead of her saying, what the fuck? And then you be like, what the fuck you mean? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? She like, okay, what the fuck you mean? Like, what are you talking about? Or instead of sounding hostile with her tone, because she say she checking her tone, remember? It's like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Now Destiny is working on checking her tone because everybody was like, she need to check her tone. Okay, she is a Detroit girl, she can't help it. Okay. So she like, what you know, she confused. That's just what that's just what it is. So Destiny say she gets smart with Mark with her eyes, and then Letitia say she being passive aggressive, and then Destiny say you're the passive aggressive one. So now Destiny getting a little upset because now she trying to call her passive aggressive, trying to say she being rude, and Destiny just in here having a conversation and talking about what was said, and Letitia could have just simply said she didn't like that she said that. But anywho, I mean, because if you friends, you friends. Look, bitch, I ain't like that. Like, what the fuck you mean, Tourette's? Like, what the fuck you trying to say? I got a disability in my friendship or something? Like, simple. But I understand it's the heat of the moment because Destiny is confused. Letitia, like, girl, I heard you talking about me. Destiny, like, girl, what? What you mean? I mean, that's what I said, but I didn't know that was offensive. They'll be all right, child. This is a typical child. This is what they're friends. They not calling each other out behind their back, calling each other out the name. They're just friends. This is typical. Like, girl, they'll be cool tomorrow. Once this die down, they're a little upset right now. Child. And they'll talk about it. And next thing you know, they dancing in the tulips, running in the rain. Skipping through the tulips, running in the rain, okay? Skipping through the tulips on the sunshine day, running in the okay, I mean, child, anywho. But yeah, you know, Tessa say no, she not, and Destiny say yes, you are. You saying you sitting here and saying you know you preach about supporting women and all this stuff, and then you sit here and you call me a hoe and a bop. That's not okay. That's not supporting me. And Letitia say I didn't call you a hoe. Like, what are you talking about? Destiny say yes, you did. I know what box to put you in, a hoe in a box. So and then Letitia said, then you go back and talk about me to Kimmy. And she say, out of everybody, like Kimmy not gonna come back and tell me. And Destiny say, so you think I said it and didn't know it was gonna come back to you? Destiny knew that because Destiny knew it. She knew it was gonna come back. Hey, CC Life, and she was like, that's weird for you to think that I would say that. If we're all friends, I know to say it to Kimmy because Kimmy gonna relay it to you so we can have a conversation about it. So, you know, Letitia say you didn't say it to me, and I feel like you had that type of relationship. You can say that to me, you know, and to Tessa say, she say, okay, then what's the problem? And she really told what the problem is. Instead of you coming to me saying how you feel you went to Kimmy, even though we all cool, but damn, I thought we were better than that. That's the problem. So Destiny say, what's the problem? Letitia say she a great friend, she a loyal friend, and Destiny say when you want to have a moment, then we're good and we apologize, and then you turn around and say I'm mad at you. And Tisha say one of her friends can say they could don't obviously pop off. She say if I say something, and then you know Destiny say she moody. And you know Destiny say Tisha is moody, no light, no emotion. And she can't remember what she said and what she was mad about last week. And she said it's a lot. And she said that, you know, she think she need to work on that. And Destiny say she pop off about nothing. And Tisha say what you say and how you say things, Destiny. And she say if you can't see it, then don't worry about it. And Destiny say I must be Stephen Wonder. Nah, girl, why would you say that in the midst of the conversation? You already say the girl got to rest through the damn friendship. Now why the hell? What the hell would you say that for, girl? Girl, don't do that. Let me say in my Lex voice, girl. And she say she can't see it, and then Letitia say, I guess you can't. And then Tisha say, people always come for me, Tisha. They do, but here is the thing, Tisha, and I'm gonna say this: they do come for you sometimes, but sometimes, Tisha, you do kind of start a little bit, not much, but a little. You started a little bit with some things, and then Tisha say people always come for me all the time, and they always do that. And Destiny, like, oh my God, here we go. And then here you go crying. And Destiny say this is facts. And she say Destiny say you can't give me any facts of where I'm saying anything about you or doing anything to you. And then Tisha said, did you not talk to me about me to Kimmy? And Destiny say, yeah. She say, but Tisha, I don't know what all she told you. I told you what I said, right? And and Tisha say that's not a lie. And she say, Destiny say that's nobody coming for you. You owning up to something, getting mad about something that's not that big of a thing. It's not even a thing for her to even talk about her like that. It's not what she think this is. Like, what is really going on? And so Tisha saying, y'all want to sit up here laughing about me, all of y'all. And so, child, then if we go into where then she asked it, they played it back. And she say that, and Destiny say she don't know what she's mad about. And she say, so how does not play the victim? And she say, and Destiny say, that's not nobody coming for you. She say, nobody's coming for you. We don't understand where this is coming from. Nobody's coming for you. And, basically Destiny say it's not a thing. And then Tisha say, Jesus Christ, y'all want to sit here and laugh about me? She say, F all of y'all. And Tisha say, that's not something you say when somebody say you love. You don't make fun of them. You don't laugh about them and talk bad about them. And Tisha say she never talked about her to any of the ladies and laughed about her to any of the ladies. And Destiny said Tisha. And then Destiny say Tisha. Tisha said, even when your mug shot was out there, she say, I'm defending you to people. I'm not laughing at you about that. It's not funny. And then Destiny say, you betrayed me and say I'm a hoe. And she say, I worked too hard for to build my name and do all these things for you to call me a hoe. And Tisha say, I'm not saying you a hoe. She say, I never called you a hoe like that. It was a figure of speech. And she say, you could have said right then and there, that, what it was. And she said, if you was offended by it, and Destiny said, I don't like that. I don't like that right there. She said, if you offended by it, now the reason why Destiny don't like it, because Destiny, it looked like when Destiny was dating, she was dating Will. She went to people in the group. She dated Lance. And I'm finna be honest, people on the blog site that do the clips, OMFG reality, people in the comments calling her a hoe. She was a pass around, and she didn't like that. She didn't like that at all. And she was explaining that Huntsville is very small. And she didn't like how people were saying that she was that. So I think she had a conversation with Letitia about it. And I think that was one of the things she felt like Letitia was being mean to her, because behind the scenes, people are calling me a hoe. Like, I'm just trying to date. And like, people don't know what I've been through. So, she can't really talk about what she been through, with her ex-husband. She can't speak on that. Just like we can't see her son on the show anymore because of that situation. And so, that's where the disconnect is with the audience. And I feel like the audience really, let's be clear. Most of these shows that people watch, they have not watched unless they seen clips. They don't go and watch it on streaming. They just catching up to it because it's a thing. But when people like me and anybody else has been watching since the beginning of these shows and watch the progressive people and how they are and how things have changed, that's when that's when the people are kind of like, nah, like, Shorty just dating, because if y'all know what happened, y'all will get it. So, Letitia was saying, you could have said right then and there, don't do that. And Destiny said she did. And she said, you already said it, so you can't take it back. And then Destiny said, Tisha found a moment to where she could play victim, because it's the first time she ever responded to her calling her that. She said all the rhetoric that she had with her and the issues she had with her, so now it's like, oh, you said something about me. Now I'm gonna and I'm feeling wrong. And Destiny say, miss me with the BS. And Letitia said, the last 6 months you haven't been a good friend to me. Destiny said, neither has Tisha. She said, every time I sit down with you, it's a mess. And Tisha said, I don't know what I did, but hey, it is what it is. And then Destiny said, you keep saying smart-ish. And, she said, I don't know what your issue, Destiny, she said, you know what your issue is, Destiny? And Destiny said, what it is, what's my issue? And she said, you watch the pros and cons and, teach your relationship with me. And Destiny say, how about you do the same? How about you do the same? And she said, have I not been a good friend with you? I'm on the phone with you when you found out Kiki died. I was at your house with you before you even got there. And she said, yeah, that was last year. And Destiny say it doesn't matter. She say it doesn't matter. I think if y'all wonder why Tisha doing that, it makes sense. Tisha is still grieving Kiki. Her and Kiki had their issues. Tisha need to go talk to somebody too, because that what happened to Kiki bothered her, and I kind of see it too. It bothered her. It bothered her because they mended the situation, but it still bothers her because she feel like it was mended and then she was gone, and that bothers her. And she ain't gonna tell nobody that, but I see it because when Destiny brought it up, she really looked like she about to break. Like Destiny put it like, this is what's wrong with you. Like, this is what I've been with this situation. And Letitia's looking like, damn. Like she want to cry. And Destiny say she been her friend in the beginning. And she say, and Letitia say, I know. And Destiny say, I'm not going to war with you. And she say, Letitia say, you don't have to. And she say, Letitia say, you gonna laughing and talking to people and laughing. And then Destiny say, laughing. She say, then what are you saying? And then Tisha said that you're laughing and talking about me to people. And Destiny said, Tisha, you're delusional. And then, she kept calling her delusional because Tisha said that's not being a good friend. And, okay, girl, if I'm delusional about this relationship. And so Tisha get up and walk away. Destiny say it's too much in this relationship, this friendship. And Tisha say, yeah. And then, Tisha starts screaming. She said, she said, I don't have to do that with you. She said, are you effing kidding me? She said, I don't have to be friends with you. Destiny say, yes, too much. And Tisha said, all the work I put in with you. She said, dropping everything to be there for you, supporting you. And Destiny said, I don't do the same. And she say, no. Tisha say, no, you don't do the same. And Destiny say, I don't do the same. She say, 1 minute you did and 1 minute you was not. Like, they're going back and forth, honey. So Tisha say, all the times I've been there for you, you have never been there for me like I've been there for you. And Destiny said, really? She say, you never been there for me like that, Tisha. So, Tisha grabs a bottle and she walks out the door. Now, this the part that got me. You in the middle of argument about being a friend, and Tisha picked up the alcohol to take home. Now, Tisha, when we saw you walk in, you didn't take a bottle. You didn't have a bottle in your hand as a gift. When I seen you walk in, I didn't see no bottle of champagne in your hand. So did you have the champagne in you? Hold on, I know it's serious. Girl, did you just take that goddamn shit, that wine back? Like, what the hell? You ain't bring no wine. Did you bring wine? Like, how the fuck you in a bit of an argument and you grabbed the wine? I caught that. I don't know if anybody else caught that. So Tisha say, you don't talk about my back, behind my back. She say, don't talk to me no more. She say, I'm gone, I'm leaving. So Destiny is trying to pull her back in so they can have a conversation. And Letitia say, no, I'm leaving. She say, go look at your text messages when I wasn't there for you. When we wasn't there for you, we wasn't friends and I was there for your ass. And Tisha said, and I did the same. And Disha say you stupid and you all this, and I tell them how when people call Letitia stupid and all of this, Destiny say how intelligent Letitia is, and she tell them that she say so you need to stop with the bullshit and the victimization, and she called her miserable ass, and Tisha speeds off and goes home. So when we get ready for what we're gonna see next, Nell is sitting down with her sons, telling them if they not in a real relationship, like Chris Brown mama told him, don't bring all them heifers to my house. Don't have me meet all them heifers that you I understand they get exhausted because you get lost. Well, who is that? Well, wouldn't you just trust me? Okay. She telling them don't bring them to the home and don't bring them around. And even they had a conversation with the daughter, don't bring anybody to the home that you are not serious about. And Lance go, I think everybody has a fresh shot. Chris like, what? And they saying everybody, we interested in, you always do life. And Lance say we all do life. Don't you do life? She say, God darn it, put us a rain wrap on it. Bow around it, do something. She say, put something on that motherfucker. She say, put something on it and seal it up. And Lance could say nothing. So then we see Destiny out on a date. And probably about rumors and stuff. So she on her little date, and then he say he's been hearing a rumor about him and Kayla. And she say, you and Kayla. And then we see Ken go to Trish and say he messed up in the moment and it felt right, and he felt like, he was becoming the evil person that she would be. So, and Lance, Lance is sitting down with Nell at Destiny is sitting down with Nell and Lance, and she went out on a date with Twan. And so she brought up the thing of how she sat with Twan on a date, and Lance like, oh, really? And he brought up Kayla, which is Lance on and off girlfriend, situationship, whatever the situation is. Now, Lance baby mama came out and talked about some things, and I'm going to play it. People think that him and Kayla are dating. Now let's get into Lance's baby mama because she said some things that struck me. Was it on Facebook? Let me see. And I meant to share it with y'all. How she got a case behind Kayla and how Kayla was running and what really happened. Now I don't know why and how this came about. Let me share, child. This is a lot. Let me take this down. I say, what the hell? This is why Nell say don't bring nobody else because I ain't got time for this shit. I don't blame her. So this is my quail. This is his baby mama. She said, definitely my daughter. Oh, okay, do you guys? She said, laugh out loud. No, that's fine. I'm sick. Everybody thinking her mom's done John Doe or something like that. That's the little girl. Len's baby mama has joined the chat. Len's baby mama chimed in the previous post about him and how many ladies claiming she's not the mystery woman, and I'm likely to prove it. And well, she did. Where is the baby mama? And she said that's her, and she has been in the comments as well. I remember that we talked about that, but there was a video of her. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go to her page. And she was like telling the girl Kayla to, girl, you know why, you know what happened. Child, say that Kayla called the popos on the goddamn girl. Oh my Lord. She a pretty girl though. Let me see if we can find it. She probably took it down. Cause she don't post on here. Let me go to TikTok. Where is she at? I think it got taken down, y'all. Can't find it. Because she said something about him. And she was basically, I think she did because her and the girl Kayla was in an argument. If I find it, I'll put it in my shorts. But they was in an argument, and she saw the episode, and she was like, "Tell them why you really went to jail. Tell them what really happened." It was a whole thing about it, but she must have took it down. They might be cool, which is a good thing. But anyway, thank you, Jesus, because I got tired of that shit. I will be back. I'm finna end this live, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about the Kings in that situation. And Sunshine talk about Sunshine's ex-girlfriend. And how they met and what all happened. We're gonna get into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and change my time. I know I changed it to 1:15. I'm gonna go ahead and change it to 4. Sorry, y'all. Ain't have my coffee. Y'all know I like to buy iced coffee in the morning. 12:45, and we're gonna talk about it. We're going to discuss about it. We're going to have a conversation about it and get into it. And then y'all know we're going to do Real Housewives of Atlanta tonight. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.